It is officially official. Robert Saleh has been introduced as the Titans head coach. His press conference was yesterday, and we're going to break it all down. Welcome to Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. It was probably the best press conference that you could have had. I mean, you have had press conference with multiple head coaches in the past, specifically with Brian Callahan in the last couple of years, and going back, watching that one and watching this one, complete night and day difference. And I will say the vibes are very, very high in Tennessee at the moment. So if you want Robert Saleh to take the Titans back to the playoffs, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. Like the video. So maybe next year we'll see the Titans back in the NFL playoffs. So first thing I want to say is the opening statement, it really wasn't a long opening statement by Robert Saleh, but you could just tell that he is ready to be the head coach. And one thing that I saw a quote of was all gas, no brakes. And the second he stepped into this organization, second he stepped in foot in Nashville, you could tell that he is all in and determined to rebuild this franchise and get it back to where it was years ago. You see from kind of just his mindset and just his demeanor that he is taking this so seriously, and he knows that this is a second chance. Not many coaches get a second chance to be a head coach. He knows that what he did wrong in New York and now is going to Tennessee and fixing everything he did wrong. So I got 5 takeaways from the Saleh pressure that I thought I saw. And the first one, like I said, no nonsense guy whatsoever. He is going to be a hard-nosed football coach. He is going to be a player's coach. It's not like that he is going to be just this lean back type of guy, type of dude we saw with Brian Callahan. No, he is definitely your football mindset. People are going to look up to him. They are going to respect him. You can tell that the culture is going to change in Tennessee from just some of the things that he said and the dedication that he went to going in to even prepping for the interview. This is what he had to say during his press conference. I probably did as much research on this organization and the people, the leadership committee in this organization, than they did on me, from the top all the way down. What I found that the people here are unbelievable. I am a firm believer that people win championships, and this organization is built to win a championship because of the people, from Miss Amy all the way down to probably Cam Ward. And then Paul Kaharski, he tweeted this out. And he said, Robert Saleh was terrific in an informal lunch setting at his introductory press conference and a spillover with print media. Commanding, informative, confident, going to be an excellent face of the franchise. It will all come down, of course, to whether he and his staff can develop players and winning plans with people Mike Borgonzi and the coaching staff can deliver him. Yeah, that's the end-all, be-all, is you want to have good players, but I think that Robert Saleh is going to be a good face of the franchise, like Paul Kaharski said. And you can see right here, just the smiles that he's bringing to this organization. I don't think you saw Jeffrey Simmons smiling like that 6 months ago when they first started off 0-4. I don't think so. So I think change is really coming. And that's the second one, is that the change is coming. There are going to be some very, very, very different things that we have seen with the Tennessee Titans from when Brian Callahan took over back in 2024 and 2025, and then you saw just the type of change. Here's what Saleh said, the coaching mindset is going to be a lot different. And he had 2 words, fast and violent, when he was asked about what he wants from his team to be known on Sundays. Play in and play out. We're going to play with speed. We're going to play with confidence. And we're going to have some swag, talk a little bleep. I want them to show who they are, play in and play out. And you didn't see that once this season. You saw kind of, all right, we're just going to go out there and play football. And then also, they were so conservative. And that's not what you want out of your team. You see Cam Ward already have that type of mindset where it's fast. He talks a lot of trash. We saw him butting heads with Jeffrey Simmons. That's the type of team that you want. And I think pairing him with the quarterback that you have is even better. And the goals from the start, it's not, oh, hey, we're going to go try to win playoff games. No, Robert Saleh, he made the goal set super high. He says he wants a championship. He wants to bring a Super Bowl back home to the new stadium that is being built and opening in 2027. The goals are setting really high, and I like that you're setting the goals high because you are striving to achieve something. Because if you make the playoffs in year 1, well, then you already achieved it, and what's next? No, set it high, and go achieve that goal. The third one, and this is kind of the big one, and I think this is what got him hired in the first place, is developing Cam Ward is going to be a major priority with this coaching staff. And even though Robert Saleh is a defensive guy, he knows how much this quarterback is going to mean to the franchise. Here's what he had to say about Cam. The best way to develop a quarterback is to give him a team that doesn't make him feel like he has to be Superman, or at least early on. And that's what kind of you want. You want the guy that's going into his second year not to feel like he's got to do everything. There's going to be a time as Cam continues to develop where he can put this entire organization on his shoulders and lead it to win. But asking a young kid, I think, is unrealistic. So building a structure for him that doesn't ask him to be Superman 60 plays a game will be at the front of our minds. And I will compare this pretty much to what Ben Johnson did in Chicago. Caleb Williams in his rookie year did not look the greatest. He still had some times where he looked like a rookie in Chicago, but the team around him was great. Their defense was good. Their running game with DeAndre Swift was pretty good. But developing a quarterback, that's why you bring in Brian Daboll. And he talked about Brian Daboll a lot during this press conference, and he has tremendous amounts of respect for him. He said he's had a history of developing young quarterbacks in this league in college and the different stops that he has had. He's been to Alabama. He's been to the New England Patriots. He's been with the New York Giants multiple times with multiple quarterbacks, including a guy like Jalen Hurts, including a guy like Tom Brady. He has touched many from experience to youth. He has a tremendous amount of experience with tremendous quarterbacks all over. There's a lot of benefits to what he does. As a defensive guy, game planning against Daboll, I can tell you that he's always going to strain you both run and pass. He's going to find the run-pass conflicts within your scheme for individual players. He's going to attack the crap out of it. He's special in that regard. He's a problem to go against. And I will say, he didn't have success as a head coach, but he has had success. We saw his success as the offensive coordinator with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. He's seen the success when he was with the New England Patriots. I know Daniel Jones in that 2022 season looked great. I think that Cam Ward could be unlocked with Brian Daboll, and he knows exactly how it is to coach him. Guess what? I think it's a perfect matchup. Why? Because who wanted Cam Ward more than any single person in the New York Giants organization? Trying to figure out how to trade up with the Titans. The Titans said, oh, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. This guy right here really wanted Cam Ward. And Cam Ward was at the presser. Same with Kevin Winston. He was at the presser because he wants to see who he is going to be working with. You haven't had the press conference for Brian Daboll just yet, but it makes you happy to see your star players like Jeffrey Simmons was at the press conference. Cam Ward was at the press conference. Getting to know their head coach right away, and same with Kevin Winston, who I think has a bright future in this league. I'll ask you guys, though. With Brian Daboll coming as your offensive coordinator and him kind of trying to unlock the offense with Cam Ward, will he throw for over 20 touchdowns in 2026? Let me know. What do you guys think? No? Or is he going to throw for less? I would probably go yes on this regard. I think he's going to throw for more than 20 touchdowns in 2026. Let me know in the comments. We're going to get to more of the topics of discussion from the presser in just a second. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than on Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's your last chance to get into football action before next season. So close the season out right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if your picks are right, you could cash in. You could also use early payouts. You know, if your player gets out to a hot start, you may not have the option to cash out those winnings before the game finishes. And I got a lineup for the big game. And they're giving a max discount on Drake May. Give me the more on his passing yards. I got the less on Kenneth Walker's rushing yards. And also, I think Hunter Henry scores a touchdown. You can make a lineup just like that. Hey, maybe you want to add JSN to that lineup, but you got to do it on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. So, the next one that I'm going to be talking about here, it's kind of something that we assumed, because I talked about it in the video that I made a couple days ago where the defensive coordinator candidates, because they still yet to have a DC, is that Robert Saleh will call plays. He will call plays with this defense. And I will make note, this is a big deal because when he was with the New York Jets, he did not call plays for that defense. He was just the head coach of the team. And he acknowledged that and realized, hey, well, I probably should do this. But he also mentioned that it's not an end-all, be-all calling plays. Saleh said, calling plays for me, it's not necessarily about control, but it's about connecting with the players. When you are calling plays, you feel the strain that you're putting on them with each call. You're feeling the connection and what each one is going through. To call plays and maintain that connection, that feel for what the players are going through, it is important for my seat. It's just one of those many things that'll change throughout my time. And he called plays when he was in San Francisco. And you can see right here, Saleh has been a part of 9 top 10 defenses in the NFL. That's 9 out of 10 years where he has been one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. He is a really good DC. He is really good with defensive schemes, and I think calling plays is going to help, and getting that defensive coordinator to kind of collab with is only going to help this team succeed. And the last takeaway, this is from him, this is from me, this is probably every single person watching this video right now. This is not the New York Jets. And I think you know, I know, Saleh knows specifically, because he was asked, what do you like to do differently than you did when you were in New York? And he made everybody laugh and just said, well, I don't know if we have time, man. Saleh clearly knows a lot that he can improve with his second coaching tenure. You could hear it in his tone. You can hear it in his demeanor. You could hear it just from him getting the opportunity to be a head coach of another football team. He's learned from his mistakes. He realized what he did wrong in New York. Granted, back in 2023, did he expect his starting quarterback to go down with an Achilles injury? No. But guess what? They were still a top 5 defense in the NFL. This is going to be a very different type of tenure when it was back when he was with the head coach of the Jets compared to when he was with Tennessee. And a lot of coaches have better opportunities their second time around. Look at Bill Belichick. He was with the Cleveland Browns, then he went to the New England Patriots. I don't want to say it, but if you look at Mike Vrabel, he leaves the Tennessee Titans where he did have success, and now the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. I think this could be a very good opportunity. He learned from his mistakes when he was with the New York Jets, went to go be a DC, become that leader once again, and now he's getting that second opportunity, and I bet you he doesn't take this for granted and is going to be the best coach that he can be. So I like this. I like this move a lot. You watched the video I made a couple weeks ago where I said, who are my top candidates? When they made the finals, I said, Saleh is my number 1. So I believe in Robert Saleh, but you let me know down in the comments section. Type B for believe or type D for don't. Let me know. Do you believe in Robert Saleh? And also, while you're down there, go ahead and hit that sub button. We got you covered, all Titans coverage all the time. Free agency is going to be around the corner. Then we get to the draft. Then we go to minicamp, OTAs, and then before you know it, the 2026 NFL season will be here. So hit that sub button right now, and as always, tighten up.